And the word volunteerism, as clearly said, it does not employ money, yes, but it can lead you to money anyway, because I think it all starts with you first doing your preparation work, as one of the books I really like, Outliers, puts it clear, because you do not start making money out of nowhere. You start with you first getting ready, doing the work out there, acquiring experience and making the right contacts for you to next do that. So volunteerism is not only about you offering others what is that they need, but also getting yourself ready.
All right, let's talk about how you work at AOG. Now, you've mobilized 302 permanent volunteers, but they've exposed more than 1,000 youth to volunteerism that have then served 20,000 people, over 20,000. So that's a lot to work around. How do you do this? How is your module?
Well, the model we have is, first, Acts of Gratitude was co-founded by 13 young Rwandans who benefited from aid in different ways, either from your parents, from organizations, from the government, which is doing really so much in this country, and from friends. And those people came together to say, how can we give back, or how can we pay it forward? So our model is about bringing all those young people who recognize something has happened in their lives, to give them a chance to also do the same to people in need today. So Acts of Gratitude exposes youth to problems and solutions out there in the community, educate them about turning their desires into projects ready for funding and implementation, and finally empowers them with funding, office space, and mentorship, plus financing for them to launch their social enterprises.
Fantastic. Which brings me now to the next point. We have the book. If you see this book here, it means that we are going to talk about public service in Africa. Of course, we had the Mo Ibrahim Governance Weekend happen. Employment versus entrepreneurship. That is a topic that I'm sure you have tackled more than enough times. But there's a statistic that said that approximately 60% of the jobs in Africa are considered vulnerable, whether they're entrepreneurship or employment. I'd love to hear your view on this.
All right, thank you. And there is a very, very an equally similar percentage of social enterprises and normal enterprises that die in the process without becoming full enterprises or full businesses. Why this? Because actually the word entrepreneurship, the word social entrepreneurship and others have come to Africa mainly like imported things. And sometimes we lose the touch of our traditions of trading, of doing business in Africa, to consider only formal businesses as the right businesses. But we have so many informal businesses in Africa. And what we do for us is help young people develop confidence and see what it is that they are doing as the right thing, and get it well communicated and well marketed, in order for them to now start really doing the real business.
All right, my final question to you has to do with one that was raised during the Next Generation Forum. There was accountability between the public and the government, but now we have the element of the NGOs coming in, and they are also accountable, or so it seems. But within the NGOs, we also have the large bodies, and we have smaller bodies or smaller tier, maybe like AOG. So what are the aspects of accountability that we need to consider before the public demands?
Well, by accountability, I understand responsibilities on both sides. And I understand that the government is in charge of facilitating, coordinating, enabling, while citizens are in charge of first implementing government policies and activities. And we, NGOs, come in as, I would say, intermediary between citizens and the government, especially when the voices of citizens are not being heard enough. For instance, at Acts of Gratitude, we are on the side of self-reliancy spirit. For instance, very well spoken about here in Rwanda. We talk about self-reliancy, but you cannot guarantee that without empowered individuals, without especially young people who buy into it. And the way we're going about it is to make sure young people can digest it and understand that it all starts with you as an individual doing something to yourself, to your community, and to your country. And that's how we contribute some part of our salaries, of our earnings monthly, and we put it together to serve people in need in this country. And we hope in the future we will be a big movement of youth for change for Rwanda, Africa, and the world.